every morning, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. If you need a spark of your day, if you need to get ignited, challenged, just inspired, hop on. It's 15 to 30 minutes of your time just to get you going and rolling. But Josh, we're ready. I got your slides up and we're ready for you. And then
Awesome. Can you hear me? All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not the most technical savvy person, and hey, that just happens to be a mindset, right? So I have to say, how can I get better at technology rather than I'm not good at technology, which, by the way, I should have had this, but some security features, so my bad. But yeah, so the biggest thing that we're going to cover today is your mindset, your time management, and the execution. Like I said, I am a big proponent of knowing that foundational pillar. Every single thing is built off of foundation. So if you're talking about a home, you pour a slab because it's your foundation. If you're in the ocean, they put these piers down like 100 feet into the ground because it's the foundation that we have to walk on that pier. So every single thing, if you have a solid foundation, everything will start to grow from there. Okay. So this morning, what I really want to ask you guys, and you don't have to answer this, don't raise your hand or anything, but just ask yourself, why did you get into real estate? Okay. Is it the freedom? Is it the big fancy checks that you cash? Is it, you get to spend more time with your husband, your wife, your children? For me, when I was 18 years old, I got into real estate because I saw the success that people were having around me. And I said, wow, I really want that. I said, I didn't know how to get there, but I just saw a BMW parked in a driveway and a really nice fancy house with the pool. And I was like, wow, it just exudes success. So I was 18 years old. I didn't know any better. So I bought a suit and I did what I was told. And what I mean by that is I had a mentor and a coach, just like every single one sitting on this call has, with me, with Alan, with Melissa. We're going through this 12-week boot camp so we can build that success. All right. So ultimately, I sold 33 homes my first year. And then I followed that up again with 31 homes. Now, this is the short sale era, and a lot of people who are new to real estate don't understand how hard or how difficult those really were to navigate. And you talk about a mindset shift. If you put an offer in on a home, might be 6-7 months. And then the bank would say, I'm not taking that offer, and then you're back to square one. So there was a lot of times where I could say, I'm young, the market sucks because it was at the end of a crash, people know more than I do, things like that. But I chose to say, I am going to become successful no matter what it takes. I am going to become successful. So that's why I got into real estate. I wanted that freedom. I wanted to, be able to have those nice fancy cars and wear those suits. My favorite thing I bought myself was a Movado watch. I worked so hard to go buy that Movado watch. And when I actually had enough money to go and buy that watch, it was like, okay, like that was success for me, but just ask yourself, spend the entire day. Why did you get into real estate? Because this will be the fuel to your fire. Okay. When you don't want to make those phone calls, when you don't want to go do an open house, when you don't want to go out with another buyer, when you don't want to make that cold call. Okay. Remember, why did I get into real estate? That's the biggest thing that you can keep forefront in your mind, because that will be the fuel to your fire. All right. So when you think of mindset, you think about your attitude, your behavior, your performance, results, action. Brandon Burchard always says a problem plus a solution equals opportunity. Okay. And I'll say it again. A problem plus a solution equals opportunity. So what that means is you have a buyer here. They don't know how to get into a home, right? But you have a buyer. They know that their lease is coming up. that they got a little bit of money in their savings. They want to build a equity for their family. Solution, that's you guys. That's the real estate agent. Okay. They have the problem. You are the solution. And then that equals opportunity, more escrows into your pocket, more money into your pocket. Okay. More freedom. Whatever you guys do, with money or however that breathes, that is ultimately up to you. But I tell this because, I'm kind of battling a little sinus infection. And yesterday it really, really hit me. I was coughing. I couldn't get out of bed. But I told Alan that I would follow up with agents that I had previously talked to. I had to build a PowerPoint today, for you guys, and make sure that it was just toned in, make sure everything was perfect for today. And then I had to follow up with a lot of actions that I didn't want to do. Quite frankly, I was laying in bed and I was down, and I literally picked myself up. I said, you know what, do this, 2 or 3 hours, give it all you have, and then go lay back down. And like Sarah had mentioned, the 80-20 rule. Okay. I kind of live my life by this, because we can get so bogged down in emails. We can get so bogged down in phone calls, or, I'm hungry, I'm going to go spend an hour at Pita Jungle at lunchtime, things like that. 80% of your success, 80% of escrows is done by 20% of the work. Okay. So whether that's, reaching out to your sphere, whether that's open houses, whether that's making those really hard phone calls, whatever it is, that you need to focus your day on 20% of the activities that's going to yield you 80% of the results. Okay. So when your mindset is, and you can see this quote down here, it says, change your mindset from I can't to how can I? Okay. So perfect scenario. Oh, the market is junk, or, the interest rates are high, or this or that or the other, right? So all I hear all day long is I can't. Ultimately, I'm going to start thinking I can't, right? If that's what you hear all day long. But if you listen to how can I all day long, your mind is automatically going to say, how can I do this? How can I bridge this gap? A really cool analogy for you guys. Did you know if you put one Alaskan king crab in a bucket, he'll crawl out? He'll just simply just crawl out with his arms and claws. But if you put two of the same Alaskan king crabs in a bucket, not one of them will ever get out. And do you know the reason for that? Yes. They keep pulling each other down. No one can ever get out, right? So here at Best Homes, we don't say, oh, I can't, or it sucks, or blah, blah, blah. Okay. Those are just excuses. Okay. Trust me, there's plenty of agents out there right now who are sitting at their table right now watching, as the world spins, or General Hospital or whatever, complaining about the market. Okay. Where all you guys are sitting in here getting education, learning. Okay. You will hear this from agents out there that the market sucks. But honestly, you guys, try getting into a market in 2008 when you had to navigate short sales. And for those who don't know what a short sale is, it's a home that is in a process before it goes into a foreclosure process. And those homes typically had a junior lien on them as well. So then the senior would accept a price, or the listing agent would put a price on the home. You would submit that price, and then the junior lien holder would say, no, I want more. Then the senior would say, oh, no, you're not getting any more. And you didn't know this process until 6, 7, 8 months. But the short sales were always the homes that didn't have the ceiling fans ripped out, or the air conditioners ripped out, or the sinks ripped out. So of course it was every home that the people wanted to bid on, because of how nice they were. So, I could have easily said, oh, this sucks too, but I chose to overcome that. So I would challenge yourselves today in that mindset to shift. And I'm not looking for perfection, guys. This is always a progression. Okay. One day at a time, just start shifting your mind. Maybe it's setting that calendar or that alarm clock from 6:30 to 6. You know, what extra 30 minutes can you accomplish? I know for me, I read a book. With Alan, and it's by Brian Burchard. And to me, that's the most important thing I can do. So I always try to read that before I take my kids to school, because I know when I get home, I coach my son. He's 4-year-old in soccer. I coach my daughter. She's 8 in soccer. We have gymnastics and we have karate. And, you know, we have all this other stuff that is compounding, and I can easily get home and say, guys, I don't have time for this, you know, but I make sure that I do that 80-20 rule, because it's very, very, very important to my growth. And my growth is important for you guys because it ultimately helps you grow. Okay. So it takes me to the next set. After you've got your mindset down and after you're clear focused, guys, one more thing I want to touch on, and then we'll get into time management. Does anybody here know what a vision board is? Yeah. Okay. Does anybody off of mute want to say what a vision board is?
Board, you put your dreams and what you want to get to, so you see it daily.
Yes.
So that way, in the end, like goals, you place your goals in front of you, so you see them every day. So that way, it gets you to that goal.
That's right. That's right. We can never accomplish anything that we don't see, that we don't visualize, right? So on top of your mindset, I would encourage you all to go build a dream board. It doesn't have to be anything big or fancy, right? You know, when I was 18 years old, my dream board, I swear to God, no joke, I had a Mercedes G-Wagon on there. I had one of those magic power boats. You know, I had a big old fancy house. You know, I had a big old lifted truck. You know, this was the things that I was chasing then. You know, on the vision board now, you know, it might be, maybe another child, or, you know, maybe a Airbnb for a retirement, or maybe, you know, it's more escrows, or maybe it's building habits to get more escrows or something like that. So it's just something that you're going to pay attention to on a daily basis. Maybe put it on your fridge. I always put a buyer script on my steering wheel so I can memorize it while I was driving. I'm not going to say put a vision board in your car, but what I'm going to say is make sure that you could see this on a daily basis. That way it always reconnects your mind. Guys, this is my vision. This is where I'm going. Okay. So I'd encourage all of you guys to go and create that. So time manage. Why do we time manage? I would like to hear maybe 2 or 3 people. Why do you guys time manage? Anybody?
Hi, Josh. It does help you prioritize everything that needs to be done, before to complete what you need to do, for me, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So yeah, it helps you prioritize, get stuff done. What else does it do?
Well, especially in real estate, there's like lots of small medial tasks that can get confusing. So being able to manage your time on each one individually is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys want to know why I time manage? I time manage to spend more time with my family. Point blank, period. That's why I time manage. I know how important it is to go sit there at my house and hang out with a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, and my best friend, my wife. That's why I time manage. Okay. I time manage because it allows me to be free to go and enjoy the things that I love most. Now, I'm not saying that time management has to be all about your family or your friends or whatever your priorities. I'm just saying that after today, let's create blocks of time and a time management schedule that allows you to run your business and not have your business run you. Okay. There's a big difference. Okay. You don't have to be at every waking call at every moment. Okay. You are the kings of your business. You guys run a business. Whether you like it or not, real estate agent is a business and you are the business owner. It's about time that we right now today draw a line in the sand and become a business owner. Okay. Now, some of you are new, some of you are experienced, and some are just kind of in the middle of the road. Well, for the new ones, for the old ones, and for the high producing ones, we're drawing a line in the sand, and we're saying no more excuses, no more crappy mindsets, and no more crappy schedules. Okay, we're going to build these blocks of time. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we create a time management piece that allows us to excel? There's three, I guess, words that I'm looking for. It's habits, rituals, and routines. Okay, these are the three that are going to shift our minds and allow us to be business owners. I'm going to throw a stat out there that's going to change your lives, you guys. 82% of people do not have a time management schedule. Okay, so if we take that into a real estate world, okay, and there's about 50 to 55,000 agents here in Maricopa. Okay, so that means that 40,000 of them do not have a time management system. So what does that mean? That means that if we are able to create one, we have a leg up on our competition, on 40,000 realtors out there. Now we're the professionals. Okay, and I want to throw another stat at you, because this one had a huge impact on my business. 51% of people a day, so 51%, spend it on what can I say, productive tasks. So that means that, maybe they're calling expired and cancels, but maybe their script isn't right, or maybe they're just dialing to tell themselves that they're dialing without a purpose, right? Or maybe they're having an open house with one open house sign on the corner saying, all right, everybody's going to come in, but I only got one sign out there, or maybe calling our sphere, but we're only calling mom and dad and saying, yeah, I want that business. Come on. You know what I mean? So you just got to remember, guys, that if we can be at the top of our game, we can really make an impact in this market. Okay. Now, I think there's a stat out there that like 10 or 15% of the agents sell 90% of the homes. I want you guys to be in this category because there's no reason why we can't. All right. We have the tools. We have everything here at Best Homes to make sure that you guys just have the best possible outcome of your real estate career. So now let's talk about habits. I shared with you earlier, I like to read a book before I leave for the day because I know that I can get that done. So while my kids are sleeping, I have a cup of coffee and I drink my coffee and I read my book. Okay. I am held accountable for 2 chapters a week. So what that boils down to is about 10 pages a day. All right. So I would encourage you guys to create these habits and these time blocks in a schedule. Okay. If you know that the most important thing to do is to post a social media video, post that first thing. If you know that the most important thing that you have an escrow blowing up and you got to go call that buyer, do that first thing. I'm not saying do that at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm just saying build that space in. So it might look like from 9 o'clock to 9:30, I am making my most important phone call. And then that leads me to my next point is Melissa posted my favorite book in Best Agents. All right, Become Best Agents. It's called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. It provides you, I think, like 22 different rituals that you can do to stop procrastination. But most importantly, he says, eat that frog, not literally don't go grab a frog and eat it, right? But he's saying, take that most ugliest, daunting task and get it out of the way in the morning, because the rest of your day is going to be 100% better than that moment right there. Okay. And that's how we win each day. So it might be like, hey, buyer, did you know that rates last month were 6.2%? Now they're at 7%. Hey, don't worry. I got your back. right? We have seller concessions that we're going to do a permanent buy down or a 2-1 buy down, right? And, and we're going to do blah, 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 right? So that's to get those buyers off the fence. Okay. Like I taught this morning in the morning huddle, if you provide every value that you possibly can at them, and they just are not going to cross that bridge to go buy or sell, put them in your sphere, put them in your CRM, keep dripping on them, and let's go prospect more. Okay. So what I would encourage you guys to do is to create a schedule. And actually, I'm not going to encourage you. I want you to do it, and you'll find out the reasons why. But everybody on this phone call, or everybody on this meeting today, on this boot camp, I want you to build a schedule. I want it to be all the way from the morning that you wake up until you call it quits. And that could be 5 o'clock, that could be 4:30, that could be 6 o'clock. But I really want you to focus on some key points. Okay. Health. I really want you to focus on health. Now, maybe that's walking your dogs at night or in the morning. Maybe that's walking your kids on a stroller. Maybe that's going to the gym. Not a lot of people can go to the gym. I know I don't have time to go to the gym, unfortunately. But mix maybe some type of cardio in there, or drinking more water. Guys, remember, if your health is not right, your mind is not right, and the energy is not right. Okay. So I would encourage you to create a morning routine that you can stick to. But here's the most important thing. It's not the same morning ritual or routine is not going to work for everybody. Okay. So just focus on yourself. For me, it's reading. Maybe for a morning person, I wake up at 5:30. Okay. I don't wake up at 4:30. Some people do. And that's fantastic, but I can't pull myself out of bed that early. If you can, go work out. Go read a book. Maybe you want to drink a gallon of water before breakfast, things like that. And then after your morning routine, I want you to block off a time for that important phone call, or the most important thing that you have to do today. Okay. It could be for 15-minute block or a 30-minute block, but that way it's on your calendar. After that, I want you to block off a time for prospecting. If we're not prospecting every day, our business is going to dry up, and we are going to go into valleys and peaks. And what that means is a peak, I just made a crap ton of money. Valley, I just didn't make any money. Peak, I just made a crap ton of money. This is a vicious cycle that realtors go on, and ultimately they go out of the business because they can't handle the ups and downs. Okay. All right. Up here, life is perfect. Down here, wife or husband's yelling at you. The kids are making you mad. You're stressed, your anxiety, the bills are piling up. Oh, okay. I better ramp up my business again. Then you prospect, and then you get up here again. And then you go back down. It's like, why do you have to do the things that are necessary to start ramping your business up and then go back down? Just keep that, right? So now we're just going like this all the way through. Now we have happy wives, happy lives, happy husbands. Now our kids are happy. Now that stress, that anxiety, the heart conditions, the obesity, all of that stuff goes away. It's really funny. Okay. Laws of attraction. Change your mindset, change your habits, your rituals, your routines, and everything around you gets better. It's just a simple known fact. Okay. Our brains have a way of increasing efficiency off of habits. Okay. And I'll say that again. Our brains have a way of creating efficiency based off of habits. You create good habits, you create good business. I can promise you that. Okay. So after you prospect, schedule a little time for lunch, go refuel. Don't stop at McDonald's on the way in between showing appointments. If you're going to pick a fast food place, I always say, go to El Pollo Loco. Okay. 3 carbone tacos, chips, and a drink is $5.99. And you get chicken, you get corn tortillas and some cilantro. I mean, it's literally jam-packed with protein. All right. Don't go double cheeseburgers or Big Macs, because you're just going to feel sluggish all day long. I can promise you that. So after you do lunch, come back to prospecting, and then finish out your day with a win. So Brian Bashard teaches you to rate each day. Okay. And I'm a big proponent of this. Yesterday, I rated myself at a 1.5 out of 5. It goes 1 to 5. Okay. I did a 1.5 because I was able to pick my ass out of bed and make a few phone calls and get some stuff ready for today. But I wasn't really much more productive than that. Okay. Why? You know, I could say because I was sick, because I felt like crap. But the truth is, I just didn't push myself hard enough and didn't get out of bed. However, you know, rate each day, because then if it's down on a sheet, if you see, you know, a 2, a 3, 3, and then a 2, and then a 1, you can say, oh, there's a trend. What's happening? Shift my mindset, shift my habits. Did I do my routine? Did I do my daily habits? If not, then you know now where to go. But if you did, then you could say, well, why was that a 1? Why was that a 2? Okay. I would like to see, you know, 2s to 5s. Ultimately, I would like to see some progression, you know, going up to, you know, maybe an escrow was falling out and you put it back in. Guys, that's a huge win. That's a 5. Like, that's a celebration, you know. Or maybe, oh yeah, I meant to go call that buyer and follow up about, you know, a potential listing or a buyer, and I failed to call him because I was just too busy. You guys, that's a 1, because that's literally a person that said, hey, call me about listing my home, and you failed to do it. Why? Okay. So now we know how to get better, and each day we're getting better. We're ultimately going to succeed. Okay. So I encourage everybody, create those habits, those routine rituals. And like I said, at the end of this slide, we'll get into it more, but I want to see everybody's calendars. I want you to submit me your calendars. All right. All right, go ahead.
Josh, what was that quote again? The efficiency and brain quote. Can you give us that one more time?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So our brains have a way of creating efficiency based off of habits. So once we do these habits and we get into these good habits, our brain is just literally on all cylinders, right? We're being very efficient because our bodies, we like structure. Okay. I don't know if people know this, but we are a body of habit. We are a creature of habit. You know, you guys are going to drive the same way to your kids' schools. Okay. You're going to tie your shoes the same. You're going to eat the same. You know, we are just a creature of habit. So if we can tie these habits in, and I think they say 21 days of that creates a habit. So do that over and over and over again, and just become a better version of yourself. All right, guys. Now, what does all this mean to us? I can turn blue in the face and rah you guys, literally up and down. I can go drive to your guys' house, give you a pat on the back and say how much I love you. But unless you guys show me action, it's just a waste of time. Okay. So I'd encourage you guys to look at yourselves in the mirror and say, why did I get into real estate? And B, what am I going to do to become successful? Because that's action. Okay. You're on a 12-week boot camp for a reason. We have 30-day momentum roadmaps for a reason. We have buyer scripts for a reason. We have mentorship for a reason. We have coaching for a reason. Okay. I can lead, or like Alan says, I can lead a horse to drink, or I can lead a horse to water, but I can't make him drink. Okay. It's the same thing. I will map out 5 different avenues of pipelines, how to create business. But unless you guys are creating that action and actually doing that action, it's not going to pay off. And ultimately, you're here wasting your time. Now, I'm going to get real for a second, guys. Okay. I know how successful each and every one of you guys can be. Okay. I'm going to pick on Calvin for a sec, just because I get to see Calvin in here all the time. But this guy is on the phones day in and day out calling people. Okay. He is searching the MLS. He is spending time with his mentor, Eric, who is a very, very high producing agent. Okay. He is out there doing open houses. He is out there doing all the right things. And guess what? Calvin is now on his way to an escrow making $12,000. And how long have you been in here? How long have you been here, Calvin?
Probably about 3 weeks in the office now, almost a month.
3 weeks. 3 weeks, guys. All right.
And I actually got a buddy that I'm going to be making a phone call to, George, later today, found him some stuff he's interested in buying. So now we're got to get him pre-qualified. So things are moving forward. That forward progression is making a change now.
You guys, I see him day in and day out doing all the right things. Okay. All right. I hold an MBA. Okay. I hold the MBA, and I went into corporate America for about 3 years. All right. I ran a real estate team on the side just because I've always been in real estate and love it so much, but I have an MBA. I made about $100,000 salary. Okay. That boils down to about $3,200 every 2 weeks. All right. Calvin Johnson just put an escrow, or is about to put an escrow in that's going to yield him $12,000. So he literally just outworked me, and I spent 6 years in school obtaining an MBA. Just put that into your mind for a second. Okay. Gage down here. All right. He comes to me and he says, I want to make 6 or 7 sales in my first year. I said, well, get ready, buddy. We're about to blow that out of the water. Okay. He will make $100,000 to $150,000 more than what I ever could have done with my MBA. That's the beauty of real estate. You get in what you put out. If you're going to put a half foot in or 1 foot in and, shake it all about and just kind of just be there, you're not going to get the results you're looking for. But if you actually give us 100% of your time and you say, all right, I am going to do open houses. I am going to put people in my CRM. I am going to reach out to my sphere. I am going to post social media. I am going to put follow-up on my CRM, and all the things, guys, you're going to have success just like Calvin. I can promise you this. I've seen it so many times that so many agents come in here. The ones who actually put in the work are the ones who are going to be successful. I have a little verbiage here, and it says, you're all here for a reason. Okay. We didn't call you. I didn't call Susan, and I didn't call Gage, and I didn't call Calvin and say, sign up for a real estate school. I didn't do that. You guys are here because you guys know what we have and what we have to offer, and you guys ultimately want to become successful. And like I said, we're going to put our heart and soul into building that for you guys. Okay. Now, as agents here, and you can go to the next slide, Melissa. As agents here, okay, we are going to help build your brand. One thing, when I started my real estate journey, I put all contracts under the leader of the brokerage. Okay. I created, not me personally, but a lot of us created 3 people 40 under 40. If you don't know what that means, it's the top 40 real estate agents under 40 years old in the country. Okay. So I created 3 people that under all of our contracts that we did. The good thing about you is we're not writing your contracts under Alan. Okay. We are writing them under you. You guys are building a brand for yourselves. Okay. This is your business. You guys are going to ultimately be the business owners. Okay. So when you can say, hey guys, I have $9 million in escrow. I have another 5 in the pipeline. This year, I'll put $15 million of real estate into escrow. Guys, that's an awesome, awesome story. I went from 0 to $8 million my first year. That is a fantastic story. Okay. Now, I know a lot of you guys have different goals and different wants. Maybe not everybody wants 4 escrows a month, and maybe you want 1 escrow a month. Whatever that is, I would love to help build that time management system with the habits and the rituals, and hold you accountable for that, because that's what you get here at Best Homes Real Estate. That's what you signed up for. Okay. And I'm very transparent. We're not like the other brokerages that is all smoke and mirrors and promise you the world. Okay. I promise you that when you give us your heart and soul, you're also getting our heart and soul. All right. So, I don't know what happened to my why, sorry. But I want you to prepare a calendar with time blocks and a schedule. Okay. How many we got on here? About 30, 35 agents. All right, so what I would like for you to do is send me your schedule with the time blocks in there that I can hold you accountable for. Okay, it's just going to be a simple, all right, this is what you signed up to do. Did you hit those, yes or no, and why? Okay, and it could be, you know, maybe 2 or 3 blocks of time. You know, I'm not going to ask you guys to go all in like a diet. You might, you know, like cut out all carbs, all everything, and you know it's not sustainable, right? It might last a week of eating celery and fruit all day long, but it's not sustainable. So what I want you guys to do is build a calendar with time blocks and a schedule that is very sustainable for you. Okay. And I want you guys to send it to me. That way I can help you prepare for, I don't know, the future, I guess. Going into the holiday season, guys, don't use that excuse or buyers are gone and things like that. Because guess what? The buyers are still there. The agents are gone. The agents are spending time with their families. The agents are sitting there eating cookies and pumpkin pie and all of that other stuff that they want to use excuses. This should be a time where we ramp up our momentum, because once January 1 comes, guess what? It's a whole new year. It's a whole new calendar year. Now's where the real fun begins. So let's go out. We have, you know, what's September, October, November, December. We have about 90 days, 100 days until the end of the year. Let's all of us, let's all plan on getting at least one escrow. I would love to see everybody in this room, one escrow or more by the end of the year. But more importantly, we're building that momentum. Okay. We should be able to create these habits and get into the right mindset. All right. Anybody have any questions today? All right, everybody pull out a pen and a piece of paper, because you got to write my email address down. Or you can put it in your phones, I guess. But like, I'm not tech savvy, so I do Sharpie marker and paper. Oh, thank you, Melissa. All right, it's in the chat, you guys. I have a list of everybody who's in this boot camp right now, and I'm going to hold all you accountable because I love you guys all so much, and I want you to succeed. Does anybody have any questions at all?
Hey, Josh, you did a phenomenal job, man. Great work.
Thank you.
Great work. Just to kind of piggyback what Josh said, you know, information without implementation, it's almost kind of getting ready to get ready. Let's take action. Let's start implement. You know, let's execute on everything that we have learned today, guys. The first thing that we got to work on is our calendar. Let's put something together, send it to Josh. And then I also shared the 5 morning journal questions that I use every single morning. It really kind of helps me with my clarity. And if you guys don't mind, answer those questions also for yourself, and also share those questions with or those answers with Josh. For are we going to do this next week, Josh? Are they going to be sending to you during the week, or are they going to be sharing it with you next week on Tuesday?
Yeah, you know, I would like to get them as soon as possible. That way we can start implementing them. You know, a new week starts on Monday, so maybe if we can have them all and we can start implementing this next Monday.
Right.
The rest of the week gives a good time to kind of trial start your new calendar so you can get familiarized, and Monday will be a good time to dive right in and go full force with it.
Yeah. And, you know, just write things down. The human brain, you know, when my daughter gets her spelling words on Monday, I make her write them 5 times every single night until Friday morning. And the reason why is your brain, and you writing it down, it just like sticks it in there. You know, I mean, it makes you so much more aware. Okay. And I always have an analogy. an airplane pilot is not going to get on the airplane and be like, hey, passengers, where you want to go today? You know, everybody is getting on that plane because there's a destination. Okay. The pilot already knows, the passengers already know, everybody knows that it's going to that destination. You don't want to wake up and be like, all right, Calvin, where are we going today? I don't know where you want to go today. No, we are going here, 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 here. And ultimately we are going to get escrows. That's what I want to do with all you guys. So write stuff down. Okay. Like I write stuff down. I mean, you should see my notebook. I write stuff down everywhere. Now organization is something that I'm also working on, but like I said, write it down and just be aware of it. Okay.
Hey, Josh, what book are you reading right now? Oh, you're muted.
I'm reading High Performing Habits by Brandon Bouchard. Yeah, if you guys want a lot of good authors, I'll put them in the chats, but Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Anthony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk. There's a lot of really, really good authors out there. Zig Ziglar probably had a really, really big impact on my life when I was young. But Jim Rohn, he's probably one of the best. If you guys just watch YouTube videos, that guy is really, really cool too.
Yeah, he's got a great book that I downloaded maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, and I probably read it like about 8 or 9 times. It's called The Art of Exceptional Living by Jim Rohn. Elder, you know, he's been like, I mean, he passed away a long time ago. He was you know, one of the first personal development coaches, I think, back in what 70s and 80s, I think, right, Josh?
Yeah.
But
He's been around
really
for a
awesome
very long
book.
time.
The Art of Exceptional Living.
Yeah. Also, Robert Kawasaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, is a really, really cool book for all you new agents starting out who's going to start coming into a lot of money. It's a really, really cool book because it teaches you like what money is and how you can leverage it to you know, your benefit. And there's also a really cool game that you can play online that you can practice like investments and things like that. It's really, really cool. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Atomic Habits by James Clear is another one that you may want to
Atomic Habits. Yeah.
Right. And then there's another one that I read in the past. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. That's Stephen R. Covey. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Josh will be reaching out. He has his list of all of your guys' names. And don't forget to turn in your calendars to Josh by the end of this week, so you guys can start with a bang on Monday. Stay tuned for next week. It is Working Your SOI, which is where we all typically start with when we are starting our business or revamping our business. I'll leave you off with a little saying that I think matched perfectly to Josh's boot camp today, which we all suffer from one of 2 things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. So I would highly suggest taking advantage of this hour that you just invested out of your business to self-educate and get better and discipline yourself. So you all enjoy your busy Tuesday. If you want more Josh, it's daily, 9 a.m. Josh Dose is what I think I'm going to call it. So hop on tomorrow's boot camp. The link tree, the links at the first link up at the top. So you all enjoy your busy day. Thank you so much, Josh, for your time. And Josh will be a regular instructor in our boot camp. So next week, #Toby, she will be teaching how to work your SOI. She has this great PDF and she's a wealth of knowledge. Plus she has a workshop tomorrow on the listing queen. So if you want to get more listings this year, they're rating listings out there, is the rumor out there. So I think this is a great way to ramp up and hang out with Toby tomorrow. But it's exactly almost 12 o'clock. Look at us. We finished right on time. But thank you all, and you enjoy your Tuesdays. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.